everybody, Ben from EmTech again. Today we're going to talk about the basics of sharing. So Screencastify creates easily shareable videos. That's part of the magic of it, that you can share on almost any platform where you can put a link or insert videos. Screencastify can share with students and parents and the greater educational community as well. So let's learn a little bit about the basics of sharing in Screencastify. All right, so the first thing I want to draw your attention to, pro tip from EmTech. Before we actually start sharing out any videos, we're going to show you how to change the setting on your Screencastify folder. All right, so as with anything we do in Google and Screencastify being a Google extension, you want to make sure you're signed into Chrome browser up at the top. If you have done that step, I'm going to create a new tab here. And I'm going to go to my Google Drive. And the reason I said make sure you're signed in not only to Screencastify, but also you get these handy ECSD bookmarks. And I'm just going to go to Drive from there. All right, now, if you have followed my first couple videos there, you have created a video already. As soon as we create our first video in Screencastify, we get this beautiful little Screencastify folder here. Now, everybody's drive is going to look different, so you'll have to find your Screencastify folder. And again, it's just in that main part of your drive. So I want to show you how to change the sharing settings here. Pro tip from EmTech. Changing this setting means that the videos in this folder will be viewable by anyone who has the link to the video. It's just kind of a little added extra to make sure that our videos are shared properly with proper permissions. All right, so how to do that? We can either click on the folder, so it's highlighted in blue, like here, and then click on the little share icon in the top right-hand corner of our Google Drive browser page, or we can go to the Screencastify folder itself and right-click and then press share. What this will do is bring up the share menu. Now yours might be a little different because default, it will say restricted. So see how I changed that? Yours will say restricted default, okay? We want you to change it. Again, I'm gonna repeat that. So this is what yours will look like. You're gonna click change the link to ECSD. However, EmTech doesn't only stop there. We do recommend changing it to anyone with the link can view. What this then opens up is that educators from other divisions will be able to see links you share with them or videos you share with them. And here's the big one, parents will be able to see the videos that you share with them. And even students, if they're not logged in, will be able to see. So it just makes the videos a little bit more accessible. We do advise controlling where you put that link. So you put it in your Google Classroom in an email to parents. You put it on your Google site, which is your sites shared with parents. That way, you do have some control over who's getting the link, but you're not requiring them to sign in to see your videos. So that's our first pro tip from EmTech. Now, the other basics of sharing that I want to show you is how to access Screencastify's sharing menu itself. So if we go back to our extension interface by clicking on our Screencastify extension up top, you'll remember I discussed on how to access My Recordings, either through this button at the top of your interface, or if we move over to the pancake stack, I can select My Recordings there as well. Either one will work. What this does is it then brings us into the Screencastify menu of our videos. So I'm going to flip back to Drive here. Remember, your videos all live in your Screencastify folder in your Drive. However, to access them through Screencastify with Screencastify's features, you want to open it up from your extension and go to My Recordings. So I'm going to find that recording that I'm going to be using today, which was my desktop recording. And I'm going to click on it. The reason I'm bringing you here is Screencastify has some built-in sharing tools already. I'm going to draw your attention to a couple options here. So first of all, we have this copy shareable link. That's going to be the focus of my next video of how to share your videos using just a link. But you'll notice there's some specialized options down here. First of all, we have Share to Classroom. I'm going to show you how to share your Screencastify videos directly to Classroom and with a link. This is just another option, which opens up a small window, which you can select your classroom and then add your video as an assignment or as an announcement or as a material, and lets you share it directly in this little window. That's really the only difference, is that it's going to open up the assignment tab in this little window instead of a larger window with Google Classroom and all of the different features. I don't tend to use this one as it is kind of direct right after you film your recording, direct to posting to Classroom. I usually record my video ahead of time and then I go to post to Classroom in after. So I mean, it just depends on you. It's just another option there. Embed code will work wonderfully on Google Sites, but there's also really easy ways to put it on Google Sites without using this exact embed code. We'll go over that when we learn how to share with a link and how to insert into different documents. Next, we have publish to YouTube. This is great if you actually have a YouTube channel where you like to share either unlisted or public videos with your students. More than welcome to use that as well. Next, we have share the video in an email. I do want to draw your attention to this. If you want to share in an email, you're going to use the copy shareable link, which is in the next video. This is linked to Gmail. That little symbol there with the red M is the Gmail symbol. So you're not actually going to be using that one. Last, for our share options, we have generate QR code. What this does is creates a little code that once scanned with a camera on an iPad, let's say, it'll take you to that video website. So just another way to link to that video. All right, next here, I want to draw your attention to the downloads. We are able to export as an MP4, as audio, or as a GIF. This is really handy, especially the MP4 from Microsoft products, which we'll go over in our sharing using embedding or inserting video part of this series. And that's your introduction to Screencastify sharing basics. Thanks for joining.